right, welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. Happy New Year. That's right, today is the first day of 2024. I cannot believe that 2023 is gone, but it is. So if you had a great year, hopefully 2024 will be better. If you had a bad year, 2024 will be better. So let's just have a positive outlook about it. I know that that helped out a little bit for you Chiefs fans yesterday, that we got a victory. Even though it still wasn't pretty, at least we had a victory. So that made coming into the new year just a little bit better today. Hey, what a great way to be able to celebrate coming into the new year with One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra than to have an outstanding student athlete from Blair Oaks. We've got Chesney Luebbering on the program tonight, and we're going to talk to her about her article. We'll talk to her about her future plans and just kind of what lies ahead for her. You're going to enjoy this interview, so without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring Chesney on here right now. Hey, Chesney, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I am doing good. Thank you for coming on the program tonight.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before the program. You are the very first interview that we're doing for 2024 on the first day, so thank you for coming on. It's going to be it's going to be good just to be able to step into the new year. I know you're getting through your Christmas break, but not really because you guys still have to have basketball practice, all that kind of stuff. How's that been going?
Oh, it's been going pretty good. We've been working hard. We had a game last week, so yeah, like we're definitely in like the break, but we're still playing and stuff,
Yeah,
so it's fun.
so not really a break, kind of, but not really.
Kind of. Yeah.
All right. Why don't you? Hey, well, we talked about had your article in Sports Soccer Magazine, and again, I pictures are awesome. You were great to work with, and I know that Katie, our photographer, she just really enjoyed doing the photo session with you, and your interview was absolutely outstanding. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, and so we did say before the program, you've probably been busy signing autographs and making sure that you sign people's magazines and they have that for memories. So that's been keeping you pretty busy, hasn't it?
No, yeah.
All right, good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your article in Sports Soccer? What did that mean to you?
Um, to me, I hope it makes people realize like how much I appreciate sports and like when you have like a good sports system, it just makes like sports so much more enjoy. Like you just really it brings it to a whole 'nother level because, like, once you have people, like, there, like, supporting you, it just creates, like, a it makes it very special.
In your article, you talk about the sports that you compete in, but you really love softball. Talk about that.
I love softball because you're always moving in the game, and you always have to stay engaged 100% of the time because there's so many parts of the game happening at once. I think one of my favorite things is particular about softball is hitting. It's like a competition between yourself and everyone else on the team, and you are all trying to better yourselves, which helps push your teammates. Because, like, once you push your like, try the more you get better, the more everybody else is gonna wanna try to get better.
It's kind of contagious, isn't it? As things are moving forward and you see somebody's really stepping up their game, it tries to get everybody else to raise their level and jump in there and give their best too. So that's something that's pretty amazing when it's all going together like that, isn't it?
Yeah, like, when
Yeah.
you're playing, like, games even, once one person starts hitting well, I just feel like everybody kinda joins along, and
Yeah.
it just makes the environment so much better.
Yeah. So why don't you tell everybody what positions you play in softball?
Um, Last year or, like, this past season, I played 3rd base, but then the year before that, I played outfield, so I kinda move around wherever my coaches need me.
So you played in the hot box at third base where you got the rocket shots down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit different than being out in the outfield where you got to use your speed and react. You didn't have as much time to react at third base, did you?
No, it was a bit of a change at first, but I feel
Uh-huh.
like I kinda gathered it a little bit better throughout the season.
Oh, good. Well, hey, we've got Gregory Butler. He's watching. He's giving us a wave. Hi, thanks for joining us, Gregory. And anybody else that's on the program, feel free to make any comments. If you have any questions, we'll try to include those in on the program tonight as well. And again, we're talking to Chesney Luebbering from the Blair Falcons. And we'll get into where she's going to go, next year after she graduates. But we're going to talk about some other things like highlight moments. And one of those big highlights was winning the state championship your sophomore year. Um, Tell us about that experience and what was it like during the tournament?
Um, Winning the state championship sophomore year was a really exciting experience. The energy of the team is unmatchable to any other game you've ever played, and everyone in the team like wants it. Like players want it, and then that goes to the coaches. They want it, and even the fans want it, which makes the game so much more enjoyable. Because like when your fans are all cheering and like are in the game as much as the players are, it just creates a good game.
So that environment, knowing that you're playing for the whole thing, and again, you as a sophomore coming in, you were a young player at that time. For you, what were some of the things that you saw from that experience that you were wanting to take into these next couple years?
Well, yeah, being a sophomore, I definitely was like one of the younger players on the team, which I was on freshman year too, so like I kind of had a little experience with varsity, but sophomore year was definitely one of the first year I actually like got some playing time. So it was very nerve-wracking because you just like all those upperclassmen are on the team and you like you're trying to do your best for them, but then at the same time, because it's like these are like their senior and junior years, but like through the years, I think you learn a lot because at a younger age, like knowing those like that you went that experience and then you have 2 more years, you want that experience again and you want it for your like upperclassmen years. So,
Hmm. Uh, Now, where was that state championship played?
Missouri State.
Missouri State. Okay. And what's that environment like playing in that type of a stadium? And because I know that's pretty cool from what I've seen. What's that like?
Yeah, it was really cool. They had about 4 fields around, and then most of the teams played at, like, one of the smaller fields for
Hmm.
the beginning games, and then for, like, the championship game, you moved on to, the Missouri State field, which
Hmm.
was really cool because like, just thinking that, like, college athletes have played there,
Hmm.
so
Yeah, and you're going to be one of those college athletes here next year. We'll get into that here in a little while, but you're pretty excited about that, aren't you?
yeah.
All right. But first, we got to finish out with this year. We're going to keep going through some of those things. But you started out at a young age playing sports. Tell us about the different sports that you tried your hand at.
I've been playing softball, basketball, and soccer since I was about 5 years old. I really enjoy one of the things I don't really talk about is soccer. I really enjoyed it at a young age. You're always moving around, and it's a very fun sport to like play.
Hmm.
Blair didn't have it, so I eventually quit because there was just I wanted to focus on softball
Hmm.
and basketball more. Well, then Blair got it back last year, so that was a very fun experience to
Uh-huh.
play.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed all the people there, so
You know, soccer, that's a sport where you are just like running almost all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
You
does
got to
wear
be
you
in
out a little bit.
you got to be in good condition to play that sport, I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's one sport that we didn't have that when I was in high school. During that time, they had it in recreation leagues, and my brother, he loved soccer. He could kick. I mean, he could kick the ball really well. Um, Whether it was punting a football or kicking or in soccer, that's why I think he loved it so much. But I don't know. For me, you got people kicking you in the shins, and I mean, I know that's why shin guards and all that, but sometimes they miss, don't they?
Yeah. You I've definitely got kicked some like, a lot, but, you fall a lot, but it's part of the game, and it's
Yeah,
really fun actually, because like, most sports, there's not that kind of contact, so
right.
it's a real different level.
Yeah. We've got some really good soccer right here in mid Missouri too, and I'm really happy that Blair Oaks has been able to get that program going. So very good. What's it been like at your new school? That wasn't on the questions, but what's it been like being in the new school coming from the old one?
Oh, it's pretty nice. They did a lot with the, like, place, and the gym is for basketball. We really enjoy it there. I know that they're planning on eventually taking out all the seating on the or all the classrooms on the upper level and putting that as all seating. So I think that'll be really good for the games and stuff once they get to that part because sometimes the games they get a little too crowded for basketball and
Mhm.
you just have people standing up on the track, but it's good that that many people are going to our games.
Right. Absolutely. It's good. I mean, it shows the level of fan support at Blair Oaks. And why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about that? I don't have that on here either. See, you're just giving me good material to go with. So tell us a little bit about the fan support and what you appreciate about them.
Um, We'll a lot of the games you go to, there's usually a student section, which has always been pretty fun. Like, you even not at your games, but joining the student section, cheering for your other teams, because you all go to school together, so it's like we all know each other very well. So just like it's exciting that the environment is so well. And then even the fans for the parents, they usually get into the games pretty well, so they come and support even if they don't have kids on the teams. So.
Talking about support, and we'll talk about your mom and others here in a little bit, but who is it that you can hear in the stands rooting for you? Who is it that you hear? What voice do you hear?
Oh, definitely my mom.
Okay.
It's during softball or basketball, I always yeah.
Yeah, all right. We've got a question here from Joran Trimble. Who scored the first goal for Blair Oaks soccer in the first season?
Yeah, that is soccer coach, and yeah, I did do that.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Thanks for bringing that up because, you can make some other comments about Chesney too. So, we know that she's an outstanding young lady, and I'm sure that you have experienced that as well. So, um, let's go ahead and talk about Coach Trimble here real quick. Why don't you share a little bit about what you appreciate about him?
Oh, I really enjoyed him as a coach. I didn't have him very long because we only had that first year, my junior year, so but I did learn a lot about soccer, and he was very patient with all of us for none of us knowing anything about the sport.
Uh-huh. Well, good. Thank you, Coach Trimble, for what you do. We appreciate you. Um, how beneficial has has it been to have opportunities at Blair Oaks and being able to step in and participate in not only just competition, but stepping in and just that high level of competition. I mean, you guys are known in the area for being a high level competitive school. What's it like competing for Blair Oaks?
Um, Yeah, Blair has always had pretty good athletes. They so whenever you're like the soft or volleyball team, they've won state the last 2 or 3 years, and football they've won state I think twice since my freshman year. So just knowing that like all the sports team are excelling really well, it just makes you want to push for your sport to get the state trophy
Hmm.
just as much because you you just want to enjoy that experience as just much as them. So I think it's just like all around the school. And once we have like a game, a big game like that, usually the school will come and like watch. So knowing that like they're sporting and stuff, it's great all around.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep moving in some other questions here too. Uh, so again, being that kind of entry level soccer program, what was it like with your teammates on there? What was that environment like, and how did you guys mesh together?
For soccer,
Uh-huh.
we so it wasn't very many players I've ever played with before. Like, no, there wasn't very many softball or basketball players, but I did end up making a lot of new friends through that way
Hmm.
because there was a lot of volleyball players that I talked to a lot, but I definitely got a lot closer to them, and it just
Hmm.
kind of it's a great way to meet new people whenever you're joining new sports like that. That's why I think sports are so great because it just you're meeting you make a lot of new friends through that, and I feel like they always have your back.
Hmm.
So,
What position do you play in soccer?
I was a forward or a striker. So,
Okay, striker. So you were somebody that was on the attack then, huh?
yep.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for going along with me on that line of questioning. I appreciate Coach coming on there and opening that up because that was something that I didn't know too much about you. So that was good. Let's talk a little bit about your club team for softball. How has that been important in your development?
I've always enjoyed travel softball. It's really completely different than high school softball. The goals are not the same, but at the end of the day, you're still trying to push to win that tournament or the game. But it's nothing like trying to win a state championship, obviously. My travel coaches have helped me improve in many ways on the field and even as a person. And my teammates and me are also very close, and we enjoy hanging out together at softball or outside of softball. And I'm very excited about playing together at Lincoln next year.
So some of the teammates that you have from club, they obviously play for some of the other schools around the area. What's that like when you guys get together? Is there like bragging rights, things like that that you guys discuss?
Yeah, there definitely has been bragging, but I feel like we're all pretty good sports when it comes to it. Most of the girls that I play with are go to Fatima, which is obviously one of our big rivals for Blair Oaks.
Uh-huh.
So, it's definitely, like, where you really just, like, go at each other sometimes about it just for fun, but, like, we all
Yeah.
know we're joking, and then at the end of the day, like, once they did beat us in district championship, like, we supported them to,
Hmm.
like, win the state championship because those are all your friends, so you still
Yeah,
want them to get a
that's great.
victory.
That's good. What's the name of your travel team?
Comets.
Comets. There we go. All
Yep.
right. So they you didn't get to work in the Falcons, they just took the Comets, right?
Yep.
Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? I mean, like you said, again, Fatima and just the level of competition. What's that like getting out there, knowing that you got to bring your A game in order to compete for, um, championships like you guys did a couple of years ago, and knowing that you got to beat the best to be the best.
Yeah, it's definitely you have to bring your 100% because those are just our district championships, and most people are just like, "Oh, gotta get through districts and it'll be easy," kinda thing, but, like, for I feel like our district is pretty stacked, we have a lot of good teams on there, so it's just, like, every single game you can't slack off all the way throughout, so,
Yeah. Your coach for travel or for club, tell us a little bit about them.
um my coach is Jana Massman, she's great. I really like her, I've learned a lot through her. She's always been really understanding when it comes to, like, schoolwork and stuff, so she's really easy to work around, and then even when I had soccer, so soccer and softball lined up a lot
Hmm.
last year, and she was really understanding, and, like, she helped me with my schedule a lot and tried to, like, around my soccer schedule, and I know she does that with the track girls too, so.
Uh-huh. Good. All right. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your education and just some of the extracurricular activities that you're involved in? I know you're a busy person, so why don't you share that with us?
I've always tried to take school pretty seriously because I know it'll benefit me in the future. With school, it it's hard trying to, balance playing sports all the time and trying to get your homework done and do extracurricular activities, but I I really enjoy it all, so my teachers have always been pretty easy with, like, making sure I get my stuff done on time too, and they're usually flexible whenever I have a game and stuff, so.
Hmm. Good. Well, you're involved in student council and FCA, which Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Why don't you share a little bit about those two and what you enjoy about participating in those?
Yeah, I have been involved in those 2 activities since about the beginning of high school, so I've always loved going to these 2 clubs because I'm involved with many things the school does. Through student council, we are involved in helping with dances and different fundraisers, so those are always great to help when especially, like, sometimes you're giving back to the community, and that's just, like, nice to know that you're helping people. And Fellowship Christian Athlete, the club meets about twice a month, and it's really just, like, helps connect with our relationship with God, so it's just great knowing that we get to, like, do those even when you're in school and, like, you're going with a bunch of people around you that, like, try to have the similar beliefs and stuff, so.
Well, good. Again, that's important. Having additional support and excuse me, being able to meet different people. Probably some of the people that you met in those you don't particularly um, work with on a daily basis as far as in sports and things like that. So it's good. Sorry, I'm trying not to cough here.
No, you're fine.
um, so you've done an outstanding job with this interview, and we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back for the second half. Again, we're here with Chesney Luebbering, and she's been talking to us about her article and about attending Blair Oaks High School, and we're going to get into some really important stuff in this next segment. So we're going to talk a little bit about your mom, and you're going to share about her, and you're going to share about some other things, and as well as where you're going to go to school furthering your education. So thank you, Chesney. We will be right back after this short commercial break.
Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they've been our sponsor from the beginning of One Nation and SLM Extra, and we really appreciate everything that they do for us in this program. Being able to bring on outstanding student athletes and coaches, as well as we've had some different professional athletes on the program as well, and just some pretty amazing people that we've had an opportunity to interact with because CNS Employment Solutions has allowed us to be able to put this program on, as well as Big Whiskies. They are a sponsor for our Coach of the Issue, and they also are a sponsor of this program. We appreciate them. And, coaches, we've talked a little bit about that, like Coach Trimble and, some of the other ones we're going to discuss here in just a little bit, just how important they are to our community and to our student athletes. And we appreciate Big Whiskies recognizing them and having that article in Sports Locker magazine. So we are greatly appreciative of both of those. So we've had a great interview so far. We're going to go ahead and get started on the second segment with Chesney Luebbering, and we're going to do that. And as well, Chesney, we're going to we talked a little bit about having a short speed round right when we get done. So you didn't hang up on me. That's good. Thanks for staying here. Hey, why don't you go ahead? We've talked about a lot of stuff. Why don't you go ahead and talk about again? We talked about somebody that's important. Why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about your mom and how she's impacted you?
Yeah, me and my mom have always been very close since I was younger, and she's always been one of my biggest supporters since I was little. So just knowing that she always is at my games and stuff, it's just always like it's really just nice to know that she's there because she's always in like front row at softball, at basketball, whatever sport I'm playing. So it's just knowing that she's always there, like whenever I need her. And anytime like I want to need practice or work on things, she's always like willing to help. So
Yeah, very good. Um, so did your mom play sports or anything?
yeah,
And which ones did she do?
she played softball and basketball as well.
All right, so you kind of followed in that line. Does she give you lots of pointers?
Sometimes
Uh-huh.
she, I think she does for more for basketball. I don't think she does much for softball because she just kind of helps me like I've been through hitting coaches and
Hmm.
fielding coaches, so she kind of like just lets me do my own thing for those. But for basketball,
Yeah,
she likes to put in her 2 cents.
yeah. Well, good. Any one-on-one games with mom?
No.
No. Decided not to do that, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't want to show her up.
Oh, see, mom, she's laying the gauntlet down. There you go, laying it down. Who else has made a difference in your life and just shaping who you are today?
I would just want to say like my whole family, cause just they've always been a big impact on shaping me through sports and extra activities and grades. They're always there supporting me, so I just feel like it's a big part whenever you have like a great support system.
Yeah, good. What are some of the, I guess you would say, character traits that maybe you've picked up from some family members, some things that have helped shape your character?
Um, they've always had like great hard work, which I feel like just kind of pushes me to try harder because whenever like you show like that they're not giving up, it makes you want to like not give up even though sports gets hard sometime or grades. It just like time management, anything. I just want like try to not ever get negative about it because more positive I get usually gets easier. So
Hmm. Very good. Tell us a little bit about basketball and what have been some of your highlights so far just throughout your high school career and on into this year.
I definitely say basketball, one of the biggest highlights is the friendships on the team because basketball is a very long season compared to most seasons since there's only like 2 months, but basketball is usually 4 or 5. So being at practice every day in games, it's really just like you guys have a really good connection through those couple of months, and you're also going through the holiday seasons with them. So I feel like you get a lot more one-on-one time, and we do like different activities usually, like parties with them. So
Good. What's been, what are some of your team and personal goals for this year?
um, basketball has started very slow for us this year. Personally, my biggest goal at this moment is to just keep working hard every single day and giving 100% because not just for myself, but for my teammates. Because I feel like when I go 100%, it pushes them to go harder too. And I feel like the more we try, the better our end goals are going to be.
So as a senior, you are in senior leadership and you lead by example. Um, how are you able to take, like you said, maybe moving a little bit slower than what you guys wanted to? How are you taking this moment to help lead the underclassmen?
I just try to make sure like no one gets negative on each other because I feel like at this point of the season we're all kind of just like you're halfway through, so everybody's just kind of like getting tired of each other, honestly, and just trying to be positive and being
Hmm.
like we're still doing good. Like yes, like our record's not the greatest right now, but like we'll eventually win some. Like you gotta just keep like trying because you can't get down or it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, can I just quickly share with you that yes, you keep working hard and you keep doing the things that your coaches are pushing you to do, and as well as seniors like yourself leading the others to do. When I was a junior in high school, we had a 6-13 record. We had lost quite a few games by just a few points and things like that. So then our coach changed some things up a little bit as we were getting ready to go into districts, and then we went on a run all the way to the state championship, and we won the state championship by starting with a 6-13 record, and then we had an 11-13 record when we
Wow.
won the state championship. So um, that's a perfect example of sticking to things, maybe making some adjustments, but sticking to the effort, doing the little things that you're supposed to do. So what I'm saying, you can just tell these girls, come on, look, we can still win the state championship. Let's get after it.
Yeah, because right now these are just practice games. We're not at the
Yeah,
playoffs yet.
that's right. Absolutely. And that's a lot of people will take you for granted, but they will wake up to the fact that you guys are coming to compete, and they got to be on their A game in order to beat you. So I'm just
Yeah.
encouraging with keep pushing them forward. All right. Um, Tell us a little bit about your softball and basketball coaches. What have you appreciated about them, and how have they impacted you?
All my coaches through basketball and softball have made different aspects of my life. Many of them were always there supporting me through my freshman through senior year, and I will be forever grateful for all of them. They taught me a lot of lessons through softball and through just life. So knowing that if I can take some of their points of they teach lessons through like the game and just like bringing those and like sharing them with other people is just how I want to try to keep them in memory.
Are there any quotes or any things that the coaches will say like over and over and over and over and over and over again that they like try to drive it home, and that's like their go-to saying? Anything that you can think of off the top of your head?
Uh, I cannot think of anything right now.
That's good.
Trying.
That to me, that means that, okay, you're getting it pretty good, and they're not having to keep telling you over and over again to,
Yeah.
get get that part of it together, so that's good. Um, Tell us now we're gonna move on into the next part. Tell us a little bit about your plans to attend Lincoln University and play softball there. What are you looking forward to that?
At Lincoln, I am very excited to play softball with some of my travel softball teammates. Knowing we're all going into this together will be a very exciting step for us. And I know that we're all going to make the most of every moment and push each other to be better every day. I also feel very good about the education there. Obviously, through Lincoln, I want to study for business and management, and I've heard good things about their Lincoln program. So I'm very excited about the next step.
Good. And why was it important to you to stay close to home?
Um, my family, I'm pretty close with them, so knowing that I'll be home like every day and like be able to share exciting news with them whenever I want and just like getting to get closer with them,
Yeah,
that's really exciting for me.
very good. Talk about the competitive challenges that spoke about in your article, but how are you going to take what you learned from those as you go to Lincoln?
Um, just like by pushing each other, just knowing that there's definitely going to be like very competitive athletes there too, since we're all going to same school for like the same sport and stuff. I know there's quite a few girls on the roster, but just pushing each other, even if
Hmm.
trying to get better every single day. And when there is opportunities open, trying to get the most out of everything you can.
Okay, very good. What's been your most memorable high school experiences, and what do you want to be remembered for?
In high school, there's definitely many memories through like sports and just like going through state championships, like getting to cheer those on, or even just like very fun games against like rivals. I definitely remember a lot of those because they're just a lot of fun memories through those things. But if anything, I hope a lot of people remember like just remember that me as like from high school. I hope I could leave a good impact on them, and I always have a good impression.
Very good. All right. Well, you made it through this part. Now we're going to move on to the speed round and just ask a few fun questions. Uh, this is one that my son-in-law Jay, who you met when we did the photography session, uh, this is one of his favorites. After a game, what is your go-to meal or go-to snack? What is the one thing that you love to eat?
Probably ice cream.
Ice cream. All right. That's a good one. And is there any particular ice cream or particular ice cream place that you like to go to?
Um, Not particular place, but definitely chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a little help here. Like to go to Cold Stone, and pretty much when you know that they know what you want when you come in the door, you know you've been there too many times. So get I get mocha with pecans and maraschino cherries mixed in. So good.
Hmm,
So good.
interesting.
And
I'm
then my
more
wife,
of an M&M.
you like M&M? Oh, well, they've got M&Ms there that you can work in there. But my wife, she gets half and half. She gets mocha and coffee mixed together. They mix it together and pecans and chocolate shavings. So yeah,
Hmm,
that's what she gets.
that sounds
Anyway,
pretty good.
just throwing it out there for you. Uh, what would you say is the one chore that you just do not like doing around the home?
Oh, making my bed.
Making your bed. Okay. And why do you not like to make your bed?
I just feel like it's very pointless because once I get home, usually I'm gonna go lay back in it.
Right.
So
Exactly. You know, you're nobody's gonna see it, right? Except mom.
yeah, yep. And she
Yeah.
reminds me to make it.
Uh-huh. All right. If there's anywhere in the world that you can go, where would that be and why?
Oh, um, probably Europe, just because I like the culture there, and I think it'd be very fun to visit there.
Okay.
But
Any particular place that really catches your eye or
not really. Just
okay.
I want to go visit like multiple places around there just to see like how different people live, and, like, I know it's way different than us, and I know, like, it's sometimes poorer in different places like that, so
Yeah. Well, they've got all those different countries are so close together, and I know some different people that have gone. They try to hit different ones. They would hop on different trains and go to different places. We were in France. We went there to visit with some missionaries before they were getting ready to go to the Congo. So they asked us if we could come over and spend some time with them, pray with them, do those things before they left. But I'm telling you what, that we have our roundabouts here. There is nothing like the roundabout that they have there. I have never seen anything like it. I mean, there's not even people are coming from all directions, just meshing, and you're just like, I am so glad I am not driving right now. It was crazy.
yeah,
It was crazy.
that
So. What's been the most memorable place that you've traveled to right here in the United States? What was that and why did you enjoy it?
I wanna say Tennessee, honestly, just 'cause I really enjoyed the mountains there, and we
Hmm.
did a lot of fun activities over there. So, I've been to the beach quite a few times, and it's kinda just like the same thing. So
Hmm.
I just thought the mountains were a different point of view.
Okay. So I think I already know the answer to this question. So do you like snow better or the beach better?
Oh, the beach.
Okay, yeah. I thought I would probably have to agree with you. And I don't even go to the beach, but just dislike snow that much. So
I did not
we
like the cold.
Yeah, we just got done visiting again my daughter, who's the photographer, and son-in-law who does a lot of the writing in Colorado because they live there. And for they cut down their Christmas tree, so we went to one of their big parks there on the Grand Mesa, and they had 5 feet of snow before we got there up on that mesa.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
wading out waist deep to get a tree in the middle of some stuff that I just don't really like. And it
At
was
that point, I've
cold.
been like, I just stay inside at that point. I'll
Yeah,
see you whenever it gets inside.
I'll hold the 2-year-old in the car. I'll be in there with him.
Yeah.
All right. Any final comments or any thank yous that you want to extend to anybody before we close out the program?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, Chesney, thank you for coming on tonight. I'm going to have you hold on as I close out the program, but you did an outstanding job, and we're looking forward to seeing what you're going to do around here in at Lincoln University. But wait a minute, we got one more comment that we're going to have to bring on here. Coach Trumbull says, Chesney is one of the most hardworking athletes I've had the chance to coach. You see her competitiveness throughout each program she participates in. She gives 100% every day, no matter practice or game. She will always go above and beyond and find a way to pull her team through, even in the difficult times. It has been great watching her compete in every sport, but she is also a great student and person with a great heart. Thank you, Chesney, for being awesome.
Well,
Wow.
thanks, Coach Trimble, because
Yeah, you know what? And that's cool because you get to pull this up anytime because it's on the internet and you can just say, I remember when coach said that about me and I'll just remind them that they said that.
yep, I'll have to.
All right. Well, if you hold on, I will get right back to you after I close out the program. Thank you so much. You've done an outstanding job. All right, we have been on here tonight, January 1st, 2024. What a way to celebrate New Year's Day is by having a great student athlete, Chesney Luebbering from the Blair Oaks Falcons, and future Lady Tiger on the softball team. Just an outstanding young lady, and I hope you enjoyed the program. That's all that we've got tonight. As always, thank you for joining us. And, we look forward to coming on here and sharing the stories of some of these amazing young people, as well as some of the coaches and others that we bring on here. But thank you for being a part of the program and the great comments that you have and sharing this with others. All right, this has been One Nation, a Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. God bless you, and I will see you next week.